Welcome students to our online classes. Myself Ashwini Hunkars is going to explain you a lesson tissues. So students, we are familiar with the word cell, right? Cell is a structural and functional unit. A group of cells are made tissues. What are tissues? A group of cells made a tissue which are contain a common origin, and a group of tissues made an organ like stomach, hand, leg, and a group of organs made a organ system like digestive system, respiratory system, excretory system, and these all organ systems made organisms. They made organisms. Now you can observe different types of tissues. These are plant tissues and these are animal tissues. You can see the difference between them, right? Now let us differentiate a plant tissue and animal tissue. So plant tissue. They contain dead supportive tissues are more abundant as compared to living tissues. They require less maintenance energy. The differentiation of meristematic and permanent tissues organization is simple. Tissues organization is meant for stationary habit of plants. Compared to that, the animal tissues contain living supportive tissues are more abundant as compared to dead tissues. They require more maintenance energy, no differentiation of meristematic and permanent tissues. Organization is relatively complex. A tissue's organization is meant for high mobility of animals. Now let us see the classification of plant cell. Plant cells are mainly divided into two parts. One is meristematic tissue, another one is permanent tissue. Meristematic tissues are divided again in two parts based on the position as well as origin. So the based on the position they contain apical meristem, intercalary meristem, lateral meristem, and at the based on origin they contain promeristem, primary meristem, and secondary meristem. So let us study about meristematic tissue. Let us see the diagram how the meristematic tissues look like. So if you see the meristematic tissue, here the plant is given. At the top of the plant, the apical meristem is present. At the root, apical meristem is present. At the nodes and internodes, intercalary meristem is present. And at the stem, lateral meristem is present. Now let us study characteristic location and function of meristematic tissues. So they contain cells are thin walled and composed of cellulose. They are located at the tips, roots and stems and base on the nodes, internodes and leaf. The cells of meristematic tissue divide actively which results in growth of the plant. Now in the types of meristematic tissues there are mainly three types based on the location, that is apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. Just now we discussed about the location. Let us move towards the function. Apical meristem enables the root and stem to grow by increasing the length of plant. Intercalary meristem, the cells are active and they continuously form several new cells. Lateral meristem, they contain the girth. They are present at the girth, width, stem or root increased because lateral meristem. So these are the permanent plant tissues, sclerenchyma, parenchyma and collenchyma. So let us study how they are function, how they are working, where they are located. So permanent tissue. Permanent tissues are formed by the division of the meristematic tissue cell which have lost their ability to multiply. So when the primary meristem, or we can say meristematic tissues will be grown up and they become mature, they become as a permanent tissues. So types of permanent tissues, they are protective tissues and they are divided as epidermic tissues and cork. Epidermic and cork. It is found the surface of the root, stem and leaves, where they are present at the surface of root, stem and leaves. It consists of cells with thick wall. cells with a thick wall. It provides protection against multiple injury of invasion by parasitic fungi. So, types of protective tissues. In that also two types are there, epidermis and cork. So, location and function is mentioned over here. Now we are going to discuss about supportive tissues, that is they are parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. So parenchyma, it consists of relatively non-specialized large thin-walled living cells mainly present at the soft part of the plant and outer cortical region of the root at the stem. So provides temporary support and maintenance to the shape and the plant body. So collenchyma, they provides mechanical support and elasticity to young dicotyledons plant. So sclerenchyma, they provides strength and toughness to the plant. So now we are going to study about conducting tissues or vascular tissues. They are present in the stem, roots and leaves. They provides passage for water and dissolved material to move up and down in the plant. Now you can see the plant, a lateral part of a plant, how the xylem, phloem, these are the vascular tissues and where they are present, ground tissues and terminal tissues, they are epidermic tissues, how they are present and where they are present. Now this is the use of xylem. Xylem is there, it will allow the water to flow in upward direction. In that xylem, tracheids, xylem vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers are present which help the xylem together to form to provide network hollow connection as well as to flow the mineral upwards. In that way, these all help the xylem to move. Now let us study about the phloem. Phloem is a complex permanent tissue which provides a passage for downwards movement of the food. In the phloem, sieve tube, companion cells, phloem fiber, phloem parenchyma are present which together help the phloem to transport the water, to transport the mineral water, everything in the downward direction. Translocation of organic substance is formed by the sieve tubes and provide mechanical strength to the plant by the phloem fibers. Now you can see the xylem and phloem over here. How the water and minerals are flowing in the xylem and in the phloem they are moving. Now we are going to see the classification of meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. So as we know already studied, meristematic tissues are simple tissues. Component cell are small, spherical or polygonal and undifferentiated. They are intercellular space are absent. Cells grow and divide regularly. Metabolically active, they provides growth to the part. Compared to that, the permanent tissues, they are simple, complex or specialized tissues. Component cell are large, differentiated with the different shapes. Intercellular space are present, cells do not divide. Metabolic rate is slow and providing protection, support, conduction, photosynthesis, storage, etc. Like this, we are going to see now the classification of animal tissues. Like us, animal tissues are classified into four groups: epithelial tissue, muscular tissue, connective tissue, and nervous tissue. Let us see. Now you can observe these are the four types of animal tissues. They are connective tissue, epithelial tissue, muscular tissue, and nervous tissue. In the epithelial tissue, again we have four types. One is squamous, stratified squamous, columnar, they are called as a ciliated, and cuboidal. Now we are going to see the types of muscular tissues. These are three types. One is cardiac muscles, skeletal muscles, and smooth muscles. Now we are going to study about Connective tissues. In the connective tissues, different types are there. One is areolar tissue, adipose tissue, compact tissue, hairline cartilage, and blood cells. So at the fourth, it is the nerves or neural tissues. So let us see how the neural tissues will form, how it will be look like. So this is a nerve tissue contain nucleus, dendrils, axon and nerve ending. So these are the main three parts: dendrites, axon and nerve ending. So main work of the neurons are to send the messages to the whole body from the brain and from the brain to the whole body to brain. So this is the work of neurons. Now let us see about epithelial tissue. Their characteristics are flat, they are cuboidal or columnar cells, and here they covers with the whole body surface. They protects absorption, secretion and sensory perception is their work. Now we saw the types of epithelial tissue in the simple squamous, stratified, columnar, ciliated, cuboidal, as well as glandular types of epithelial tissues we saw. So in this table we given different types of epithelial tissue with their characteristic location and function. Now we are going to study about connective tissues. So connective tissues, their characteristics are to consist of a matrix and the cells in the embedded in it. And where they find deeper part of the body between the skin and muscles and the functions to various organs to keep them in the place. The connective tissues contain a loose connective tissue and proper connective tissue. It is composed of irregular cells scattered and embedded in the soft matrix and encompasses all internal organs and the body cavities. It acts as a bending and supporting structure within the body. We have different types of connective tissues. In that, areolar tissue, adipose tissue, fibrous tissues are present. They support the strength to the internal gas organs, then insolutes the body and prevents the loss of heat. And in the fibrous tissue, the tendons help the attach muscles to the bones, and ligaments serve to hold the structure together and keep them strong and stable. Support so they are supportive connective tissues and dense connective tissues. In the supportive connective tissues, we have types that is cartilage and bone. Cartilage and bone. Now you can observe the position of cartilage and bone. So bone, it is present in whole our body, and cartilage somewhere it is attached to the bones, were attached to the ears and other things. Now we can study about the fluid connective tissues. Fluid connective tissues are the blood and limbs. It consists of liquid as the ground substance and is present in the throughout the body. It provides nutrition, help to transport the nutrition and gets rid of the waste matter. So blood, it is present in all our body and limbs are present throughout the body. Blood contain RBC and WBC and platelets, and lymph fluids surrounded the body cells which contain WBC. The blood cells and limbs, they connect different parts of the body and establish continuity with the body, and they transport nutrients and provides protection against the diseases. Now you can observe how the blood cells are present in that blood vessels, white blood cells, red blood cells are present. Now we are going to move towards the muscular tissues. They are consist of elongated narrow muscle cells called as a muscular fiber. They are mostly attached to the bones and they help the contraction and relaxation of the body. The types of muscular tissues are straightened muscular, non-straightened muscular and cardiac muscular. Now you can observe over here how the cardiac muscular, skeletal muscular and smooth musculars look like. By the table, we can identify how the types of muscles or the type of muscular tissues will help the muscles, or together how they help the body. Here, by the help of straighted muscles, they voluntarily muscle movement and locomotion. They help in the movement and locomotion. And non-straighted, they carry out movements which can be carried out by our conscious will. And cardiac, the rhythmic contraction and relaxation of cardiac muscles, they will be help out. Now let us see the difference between smooth skeletal and cardiac muscles. In the smooth muscles, they are non-striated, spindle-shaped, non-branched, nucleus-centered, no disc, and involuntarily slow and contraction not inherent. Compared to that, skeletal muscles, they striated, cylindrical, not branched, nuclei peripheral, no disc, voluntary, fast contraction not inherent. Even compared to that, the cardiac muscles are straighted, cylindrical, branched, nuclei central, intercalated disc, involuntary, fast contraction, and inherent. Now let us study about the nervous tissue. Their characteristics are they made up of elongated cells called neurons. Each neuron consists of three parts, that is cell body, axon and dendrites. And locomotion, then location, the component of the nerve system and encompasses the brain, spinal cord and nerves. That means that the function of the tissues, nerve tissues, are to send the messages from body to brain and from brain to all body.